This just in, we have some video and pictures from the scene of a semi-truck accident that has a road closed this morning. This is out in Tijeras off of NM 337. Officials tell us at the scene that a semi there took a bad turn and got hung up on the guardrail. The road will be closed until about 7 this morning, again on New Mexico 337. No word on if there are any injuries, but we'll keep you updated upon the situation. Albuquerque has seen a good amount of rain over the past few days, but that is not the case in some parts of the state. So what does this exactly mean for our lakes? Well, at Cochiti Lake, levels are up 2 feet from this time last year, but that is minimal compared to other popular Memorial Day destinations in the state.
Definitely get out and enjoy that glassy water and the nice cloud cover.
Okay, Elephant Butte is up more than 15 feet from last year. It was hit hard during monsoon season and saw more than a foot of rain last year. Some parts of the state got an early taste of monsoon season this past weekend, while others are still in a bone-dry drought. On Saturday, Roswell got over 4 inches of rain, the most ever recorded in a 24-hour period. Albuquerque got its fair share too, putting the metro area ahead of the normal May average. But unfortunately, it's still not enough. Apparently, the Duke City is still around 1.5 inches below average for the year. From this morning's Albuquerque Journal, a report from internal auditors at City Hall show the Albuquerque Police Department needs to do a better job of keeping track of the overtime of officers and their attendance in court. In a 14-page report published by the Journal, auditors say APD should independently monitor how often an officer fails to appear in court rather than relying on prosecutors to notify them. They also suggest improved record keeping to make it easier to track overtime. The auditors found under the current system, it is difficult for the department to hold officers accountable for failures to appear in court. Auditors say 36% of DWI cases they reviewed were dismissed because an officer did not show up to court. Teen pregnancy could be costing New Mexico taxpayers more than $100 million a year. In an article from the Santa Fe New Mexican, state health officials say taxpayers spent about $103 million in 2010 because of teen pregnancies. That is according to the study conducted by the National Campaign to Prevent Teen and Unplanned Pregnancy. But the study also says that the birth rate for girls from the ages 15 to 17 has actually dropped 43% since 2000. The big scandal over the way veterans are treated at hospitals, including here in Albuquerque, continues to unfold this morning. Yesterday at Arlington National Cemetery in Virginia, President Obama addressed the allegations of lengthy wait times for veterans at VA hospitals across the country. The Albuquerque VA hospital is accused of delaying patient appointments and then manipulating data about those wait times. The hospital has been the subject of 2 internal reviews.
As we've been reminded in recent days, we must do more to keep faith with our veterans and their families and ensure they get the care and benefits and opportunities that they've earned and that they deserve.
Before speaking on the controversy, the president laid a wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier, a tradition to commemorate Memorial Day. New Mexico's primary election is next week, and in anticipation of that, this week the Republican Party is bringing in a special guest to campaign for Governor Susana Martinez. New Jersey Governor Chris Christie will stop in Carlsbad and Artesia Thursday as part of a meet and greet with supporters. There's been a lot of talk that the two would make a strong presidential ticket, but the governor has said she has no national political aspirations right now. There are 5 Democrats trying to take on Governor Martinez in the November general election. An Albuquerque Journal poll this weekend found that the current Attorney General, Gary King, a Democrat, has a slight edge over his competitors. There's a possible break in the case of the missing Nigerian schoolgirls. Nigeria's highest-ranking military officer says they have found them, but he is not saying much else. The nearly 300 teens were kidnapped more than 6 weeks ago by the terror group Boko Haram. Nigerian officials say they have to use caution because the girls could be killed in a rescue attempt.
Where they are held, can we go with force? No. If we go with force, what will happen? So nobody should come and say the Nigerian military does not know what it is doing.
U.S. drones have also been part of the international search efforts. 80 American service members have also joined the search on foot. A California woman had to go empty-handed home after her truck trailer and restored vintage truck were stolen from her over the holiday weekend. And Amy Cabri was passing through Albuquerque headed to Texas. She arrived on Friday night, stayed at a hotel at Coors and Iliff. Well, she parked her big rig across the street in an empty lot. When she woke up, everything was gone, including this vintage 1946 Ford pickup truck that she was delivering to a customer. Now, she tried to stick around in Albuquerque in hopes both vehicles, her trailer, her truck, and the vintage vehicle there would turn up, but she had to return to California. So far, no leads in the case. It's a gorgeous vintage truck. Well, she was born weighing less than a pound and fought for months just to stay alive. Now that Moriarty girl is 10 years old, and even though she still has health issues, her parents say since a certain four-legged friend came into the picture, she has improved greatly. Kayla Ayers has the story.
Estevan and Faith Yeoman are nearly inseparable.
He'll come and watch us to make sure we're not hurting her. Or he'll lay up on the top of her bed and watch us.
Faith was a miracle baby. Born prematurely, she was dubbed the Coke can baby because she only weighed 12.5 ounces at birth.
So as big as a soda can.
Faith has cerebral palsy. She's unable to walk, is blind, and has limited communication skills. But one day after physical therapy, Faith asked to see a dog. The pet store they went to didn't have dogs, but they did have Estevan.
And I put Estevan on Faith's lap, and she grabbed a big old handful of hair, and he just meowed.
Sharon Yeoman says Faith wouldn't stop asking about the cat. They brought 8-year-old Estevan home a few days later.
Faith loves him. I mean, she likes it when he gets up on her bed, and she'll even say, she can't say the whole Estevan, so she says, Tavon, what you doing?
Yeoman says Estevan has changed Faith, having a calming effect on her and making her more talkative. And the adoption has given a once homeless cat a new lease on life.
He's a protector. I would say that he's her protector, and I would say that they're both picked each other.
That's a great story. And that was Kayla Ayers reporting for us. Estevan, by the way, was adopted from a pet store that was participating in the Animal Humane New Mexico's Cats Around Town program. It actually is a program that helps adult cats find new homes outside of animal shelters.